North Korea keeps a very tight hold on its citizens. One of the ways they do this is by controlling what media they let into the country and also what they let the world know about them. The despot that controls all of this is named Kim Jong Un. North Korea is controlled by fear. One of the ways they instill this fear into its people is through capital punishment. There are many different crimes that can give you the sentence of the death penalty, such as treason, murder, robbery, etc. Executions are traditionally done by hanging or shooting. These executions are usually done privately, but public executions are done in order to serve as an example to others. Another way North Korea instills fear into its people is through prisons or forced labor camps. North Korea has a rule called the three-generation rule. Basically, this rule allows for not only the person who committed the crime to be sentenced to prison, but also any immediate family. In addition to that, the next two generations born in prison can be held there their entire lives. There are multiple crimes punishable by sentence to prisons. Two of these are any contact with South Koreans or even something as simple as failing to wipe dust off of a Kim Jong Un portrait. The conditions in these prisons or forced labor camps are brutal. Prisoners are often made to do back-breaking labor 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. To top it off, they do this while receiving very little food, heating, or clothing. What's interesting is even though North Korea is a despotism, it still does educate its people. The people of North Korea are taught to see Kim Jong Un as a sort of savior and to never show any sign of disrespect towards him. The citizens of North Korea are traditionally educated in science and technology. That way, they can become technologists and engineers and to better serve North Korea. When Montesquieu talked about education in a despotic government, he said there was no room for it. North Korea, though, does in fact educate its people. It's just very selective on what it educates them in. I would say most of Montesquieu's principles still apply today. However, I do believe his principles on education to be a bit outdated. In this day and age, it is almost necessary to educate your people, even if it is a despotic country. On the other hand, the principle that a despotic government is based on fear is still very relevant even now. I hope you enjoyed this presentation on North Korea's despotic government.